What is up, YouTube? It's the Sage, and I have got a battle with a guy named Cross. I don't know his real name or whatever he's called, but I'm going to call him his in-game name. Good battle, let's go. So he leads over his jump left, and I lead off with my big dick, and I go for the fake out so I can activate my Toxic Orb, and because I know jump flops like to put things to sleep and paralyze and shit like that, it's good to have it off. So he goes to the lead seat, he misses, and I go for the payback, and it does a nice chunk to him, but it doesn't actually kill him, so I'm gonna have to finish him off with a bullet punch. But he switches out, goes into his Quagshire, and excuse me, and he takes it like a Quagshire should take a bullet punch. It's not stabbed or anything. But I'm like, alright, he probably has it unaware. My close combat's not gonna hurt whatsoever. So I'm gonna switch up, go into my character, and hit him with a seed bomb or something. But he goes to the curse, and I'm like, oh, he's just gonna be scared of my seed bomb. So I was like, alright, I'll just go for the sword stance on the switch. But he goes into his dust clouds, and I can't do shit to this thing unless he attacks me. So yeah, it's a problem. So I gotta switch out, go to my Swamper to take the Will-O-Wisp, and hopefully toxic before it like switches out. And yeah, I take it like I planned, and I go for the toxic, which doesn't miss, thank God, because that should have been annoying. So he goes for the seismic toss, so it shows that he actually has a move. So I'm gonna be, I don't know, I could probably sucker punch it later or something, but I highly doubt I would do that. Well, he switches out, goes into his Redunculus, knowing that I have to recover, and it's a problem because I have to be able to safely bring in my Afro broke, my Buffalent, and like pray to God he doesn't go for like any attacking move. But instead he goes for the Calm Mind, knowing I can't do anything to him. And I'm like, alright, I'll just go for some sub to see what he's gonna do. So he goes to a Focus Blast, and he takes out my sub, because that thing will destroy me. But yeah, so I'm like, alright, I'll just go for the Mega Horn, fodder out Afro Broke, and then like hit him the best I can with Cactus. So it does a nice chunk to him, but he goes to the Calm Mind thing, and I like switch out or sub again. So it's pretty good on my part. Now I can finish him off with another Mega Horn. But he wants to save his Redunculus later, so he goes back into his Quagsire and takes the Mega Horn. And takes it pretty well, not almost half. But I'm like, alright, I'll just go back into Cactus and take the boiling water or anything that happens like that. And I just hit it with a seed bomb. And he goes for a curse again. I'm like, why would you do that knowing that I have a grass type? But I was like, alright, just go for the seed bomb this time, seeing if he over predicts or something like that. So yeah, he goes back into his Dusclops, and the seed bomb doesn't do shit to him, but actually does a pretty good chunk compared to any other Pokemon with Evil Light. But yeah, so he goes for the Will-O-Wisp again, as I predict that. Oh no, wait, he predicts my switch back into my Swamper and goes for the Pain Slip. Fucking nice. Just that was pretty smart. I'll give him that. But I'm like, alright, I have to recover again, so let's recover again. And he knows I'm gonna have to do that, so he goes back to his Redunculus, thinking that he gets a free recover off. But I have a plan for this, so I know he has to recover. So I'm gonna go into my Jolteon, or my Netric, and I'm gonna go for the switcheroo on his recover. So he's gonna be stuck into one move, and I'll be able to like, you know, do whatever I need to do. So I give him my Choice Scarf, I get a Life Orb, he goes for Calm Mind, so he can't do anything now. So he has to switch out, and he goes into his Doryuzu, I'm not calling it his English name, and I go for the Thunderbolt, totally forgetting he had this on his team. So I gotta switch out, go into my Swampert, and this is a little derp thing over here. Alright, so I'm like, alright, I can take a Earthquake and I'll just kill him off with Earth Power. But I didn't notice the floating balloon, and yeah, I live with 25 HP, and he doesn't get affected because he's on a stupid balloon. So I feel like a dumbass, and he gets a free Sword Dance up. But it's like, it's okay, I got full Sizzle, bitch, and I go for the Waterfall just to take it out. Yo, I love Full Sizzle now. I just want to use them more often. So he takes out the Dory with ease, and he goes into his Jump Love thinking that it's switch out, but because I'm banded, I know a Waterfall will take out the Jump Love, and it does. So that's 2 Pokemon down by this Full Soul in like 1-2 turns. So I'm like, alright, I know he's gonna go for like the sidekick. So I'm just gonna go into the my Cacturn, and he goes for the focus back, predicting my switch was pretty good on his part. Sorry, damn. I wish I wasn't sick. But yeah. So it takes me out easily. So now he has a free. Now he can set up on his Quagsire without me hitting him with a Seed Bomb. So I go for the crunch just because even if he did stay in, it'd do a nice chunk. But he switched out, went to his Quagsire, and I knew he'd just keep trying to recover and curse and stuff. But I was all like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep crunching until I get enough defense drops that he has to switch out, or that he can't take one anymore. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep going for the crunch, and he's just gonna keep recovering. And even if he does go for the curse, it'll give me another chance just so I can hit him with finish him off with a crunch. But instead he goes for the earthquake, and that's pretty good for me because now I can finish off his Quagsire, and that defensive wall is gone. Alright, so he goes back into his Redonkulus. I'm like, alright, I'll just fodder out Full Sizzle, hit him as much as I can with a crunch, and get it over with. But it does a nice chunk, pretty much more than half, and I go into my Afro Boke after, you know, after he kills me. So I'm like, alright, I'll just sub and see what he's gonna do again. Maybe he'll switch. But I'm like, alright, let's go for the Mega Horn again. But he switches out into his Dusclops, and I was like, you know what, that's alright too, because since he's toxic, I go for the Afro Break just so for the most damage. But I'm like, alright, I'm gonna stall out this Dusclops. I know he's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I'll just go for the sub. I'm going to do a misclick here and go for another sub like a dumbass. But, you know, I don't know what time I did this battle, but, you know, it was pretty sad. So I'm like, alright, I'll just keep summing down until he's low enough by the toxic to to like take out. So I'm like, sub again, and he's gonna go for the seismic toss, and it's alright because I can make one more sub and be able to finish him off before he, you know, like tries to burn me. But I go for the earthquake, not thinking that I would need to have the sub down again. But yeah, so he goes into his Arcanine, and he goes to the close combat, which I knew was coming, but I had nothing to take a close combat right there. So I just left my buffer on die, so now I can finish off his Arcanine easily. So I go into my Big Dick, knowing that my Fake Out plus Bullet Punch, Fake Out plus Close Combat could take him out. So I go for the Fake Out, and does a nice chunk to Redonkulus. I mean, he switched out, goes into his Redonkulus, and then, yeah. So I go for the payback here, hoping that I wasn't slow enough. I wasn't slower than Redonkulus, so went good on my part. So he goes back into his Arcanine, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to lose if he does anything. But he misses his Fire Blast, and I hit him with a close combat. And that was a good game, dude. Tell me your real name or your YouTube, and comment, like, subscribe later, guys.